Can you hear me? Yes, okay. Just want to make sure. Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Katie Crawford, and it is with the deepest sense of gratitude and honor that I have this opportunity to stand up here and say a few words about some of the most incredible group of humans on this planet. But before I get to that, on behalf of my classmates, I'd like to thank all of you, parents, siblings, families, chosen families, mentors, and friends, for being here on this momentous occasion. Although you are not required to wear these ridiculous hats, this celebration is equally about you and the role that you have played in helping us get to this day. In the far more eloquent words of my classmate, Lucy Goodson, what a privilege it is to have been believed in. So thank you from every corner of our hearts for believing in us. A few months ago, I was helping my neighbor hoist a 200-pound refrigerator into our apartment building. For context, my apartment is not conducive to bringing anything inside, let alone a refrigerator. The main door sits on top of this steep, narrow set of stairs. There's little leverage for balancing items when you're unlocking the door, which is always jammed. And there's not one, but two doors that you have to make it through, so it requires some sort of acrobatics to even get inside. And when you finally do make it inside, there's no elevator. So needless to say, I'm helping my neighbor inch this refrigerator inside when an older man chatting on his cell phone rounds the corner. And without missing a beat in his conversation, he stretched out his unused palm towards the end of the box and pushed the entire thing into the hallway. It was like he was the Hulk, but older and not green. Once inside, he said, "Hang on a second," to the person on the phone, looked at us and asked, "Is this going upstairs?" We shook our heads no, and he seamlessly returned to his phone conversation and walked back out the door. I bring this story up not because I want it to be a metaphor for medical school or graduate school, although it probably could be. I bring it up because I've done a lot of thinking over the last few months, not only about what I want to convey in this moment, but what I'm even able to convey. I can't claim to stand up here and represent the thoughts or experiences of all of my classmates. I can't describe what it means to be a doctor or offer any substantial advice to that subject. So maybe if I don't have anything to say, I can convey a feeling. Feelings take root far more deeply and permanently in our memories than words, so 10 years from now, even if you've forgotten this speech and everything that we heard in medical school, maybe you'll still remember a feeling. The refrigerator story is representative of moments that have happened not infrequently over the course of my time living in New York City. Moments in which someone notices you or notices your struggle or that you're in just a little need of a little bit of help. And they take a second, not necessarily to become your best friend, but to lend a little bit of love to your day. Perhaps somebody notices you crying on the subway and offers you a tissue. Someone offers to hold your belongings when they notice that your hands are full. Or someone shouts at you from across the street saying your shoes are untied, which, by the way, happens all the time in this city. It's like every New York mother sends their child to kindergarten saying, "Now, honey, don't forget to share your toys and tell strangers if their shoes are untied, okay?" These simple colloquial forms of love happen all of the time. And for me, they have the power to completely turn my world around. So take a moment and consider a time when someone has done that for you. I have a few examples to get you started. My first real encounter with patient death took place during the fall of my clerkship year in the emergency room. Rachel Bronheim, you saw me in that moment, and despite your own to-do list on your way towards becoming an orthopedic surgeon, you made sure to check in with me later that night when the loss had truly settled in. Joanne Moser, during our dedicated study period for the Step 1 board exam, you wrote an email every single day for over 60 days to your mentees, complete with funny YouTube videos and inspiring quotes to help get us through one of the most stressful experiences of medical school. Stephen Matzat, Christina Demopoulos, honestly, what in the world would I have done on vascular surgery if you had not taken the time to show me the ropes? Amy Garvey, you have given us a language and empowered our voices to stand up to structuralized racism. And Hazel Lever, with the recent announcement of a lawsuit detailing how leading women at Mount Sinai's Institute for Global Health were systematically denigrated and intimidated, you have rallied our voices to say that misogyny and discrimination are never acceptable. And so to Mount Sinai, an institution that outwardly claims that a commitment to equity and social justice, we say, time's up. Show us that you care. Show us that you care in the same way that Akash Kiswani advocated on my behalf when a group of men attempted to trivialize my contributions to a research project. And Lillian Jin, people are drawn to you in moments of frenzy because you are so grounding. And Tracy Liu, your ability to be present and listen to people without any sense of urgency is truly remarkable. And Dylan Sperling, the hug that you gave me after my cousin was killed in the shooting in Thousand Oaks, California, truly meant everything to me. And I could go on. I have a list here with moments from every single one of you, and I wish that I had the time to read through all of them. But for now, just think of your examples and sit with that feeling for a moment. The love that you all have so effortlessly created for each other. That feeling when someone sees you. And I'm standing here telling you all this because next year, amidst your scientific achievements and despite your impeccable understanding of electrolyte imbalances or the hours that I know you have spent practicing procedure after procedure, there will be moments in which you are made to feel incompetent, in which your efforts will appear invisible, in which you are mistreated on the basis of your identity. And certainly, there will be moments in which someone makes your voice seem small. And when that happens, I want you to think of me standing up here in this ridiculous hat, recounting these stories, your stories, and remind yourself that you are so powerful. You are so powerful. Just by virtue of the fact that you have the capacity to love. You have the capacity to create space for another person. Those moments when you fight indifference and say, hey, I'm here, and I see you. I hear you, and we are in this together. I have felt it from every single one of you. We've all felt it over the course of the last 4 years together. And so whether it's as simple as pushing a refrigerator through an apartment door, fighting repeated denials that discrimination is present at this institution, or calling someone just to check in, it is so easy for you to make all the difference. And so I implore you, don't ever, for even 1 second, forget that. I cannot wait to witness all the difference you make, class of 2019. I am so, so proud of you and your accomplishments. I am so proud to be a part of you, and I love you all so much. Thank you.